Hello, it is Amy Thomson, the Sun Tarot, and I am here today for your daily 3-card read. Okay, so it doesn't matter when you watch this. This is a timeless reading. I'm going to be drawing 3 cards, or perhaps a little more if that's what Spirit draws me to call, a couple more, and I will be channeling some messages for you. A lot of days I'm specifically focused on how you can have a great day and what you need to know for your projects and dreams, goals to move ahead, to find grace in a perfect way, and anything else Spirit wants you to know. And periodically, we're going to be doing other messages that Spirit wants you to know. So this one today is specifically just, what does Spirit want you to know today? There's no intention of having a great day. There's no nothing. This is just what you need to be aware of today from Spirit for your higher self, for your best good. Okay. So the first card is, I slow down and listen to the guidance that's available to me. Okay, so that's the very first card. Your second card that you've got is, it's so funny because this is an indication. So this card deck that I have, it's called the Pleasure Oracle. Okay, and somehow this card got mixed back into it, and it actually says how to use the Pleasure Oracle. Okay, so that's a clear indication that you may not be aware of the amount of pleasure you could be having. Like you might be disconnected with even how to have pleasure, how to bring that back into your life. Okay, so let's have a look at what's there. Last message is take time to breathe out. It's the disseminating moon, number 34. So here's the thing. Both of these say that you need to slow down. So your message from Spirit is like, slow down. And in life, you may be like going, well, how do I even do that? I have so many things that I'm responsible for, so many things that I'm doing. And very clear right in the center is how to use the Pleasure Oracle. So this is a clear indication you need to make pleasure a part of your day. Like in the very center of your day, like pleasure has to be the focal point for you to be able to tune in and slow down. You may have forgotten how to really have a pleasurable day, pleasurable experience. Maybe you have these, but they're so few and far between that it feels like life may be a little bit chaotic. And so I'm going to draw another card from that deck for you, because a couple things are showing up. Is first, you've got to tune into your inner guidance system and really allow that like higher self to come through and guide you towards the things that you need to be doing. Not just going from one thing to the next thing to the next thing because that's what you're committed to and that's what you're giving your word to. Okay, there's something that you are your word. That is true, right? And what you create, your words create things. But when you just continually give your word to accommodate something or somebody else or some kind of agreement or some kind of expectation, you're not being your word to your higher being, which then sits there and makes things challenging for you, makes things appear difficult or frustrating. So you really need to tune in, slow down, and let that guidance guide you. So it's not that you're going to have to give up on your responsibilities. It's not that you're going to have to step away from all of your commitments. But if you don't slow down, you don't see the easier paths to do things. You don't see the conversations to have that would make things very easy for you. You don't see what's possible to you to have freedom. Basically, you'll have freedom and pleasure and things when you slow down and tune into that energy, right? Okay, so I'm going to draw one more card from the Pleasure Oracle itself. And there were 3 cards that actually jumped out there, okay? So you've got the Love Revolution, all right? Yes, it's definitely time for a love revolution. Windows to the soul, which is what I was just talking about, is really peering in and seeing what your soul needs and wants. And then underneath here, and you've got this one in inverse, which is the Kindred Seeker, okay? We're going to start with the Love Revolution, okay? And it says, shame, guilt, and victimhood create powerlessness. But when we're in a dark place, courting anything else feels like denial of our pain. It's true that we need to feel our despair in order to heal from it. But embracing wonder and joy is is not a denial. It's our way through it. So there may be something in you that has you feel like you need to go through the suffering and the pain and whatnot. And you may feel that you're not fully healed, or that you don't necessarily deserve joy or deserve pleasure. But you do. You really do. In fact, pleasure and joy are your way to heal. Feel whatever is there, acknowledge the things that you do, the tendencies you have, the various habits that you have that might not serve you in life. Acknowledge them, okay? Bless them. They're there. You created them, right? For whatever reason, you needed those things at the time, and they may no longer serve you now. And you're not a victim. You're not a victim. It may feel sometimes like you're a victim. It may feel sometimes like things are really hard and that it's challenging to go through things. But your alignment task is really to allow yourself to tune into your inner knowing. Slow yourself down. Feel the connection that you have with your higher self and allow yourself to have pleasure and joy. Instead of going from one thing to the next, trying to cover up and mask the pain that's there, okay? So the action here, it says love is strength. Love is resilience. Love doesn't shout. It whispers. Think of this as your higher self, always being loved. You are loved, okay? And that whisper. And yet, it's a force so powerful that only it can wake you from a life that feels like a bad dream. Integrate your anger, accept your hurt, but don't identify with it. That's the disconnect, is that you've been identifying with yourself from those feelings and those emotions and that pain. That is not you. That is not you. You are love. At the core of your essence, in your very being, you are love. And when we identify with that pain or that fear or that guilt or that shame, it really disconnects us from who we are and what's possible. It clouds the answers from coming. So you don't identify with it. For only love can set us free. See if you can counter the fearful thoughts you notice with having a ridiculously loving thought. That's a challenge for you. I got goosebumps with that. Challenge yourself to have a ridiculously loving thought. See what opens up. Your next one, speaking of opening, is windows to the soul. Okay. Whether looking in a mirror or staring ardently into the eyes of a partner, erotically charged eye contact is the ultimate in vulnerable yet suspenseful foreplay. You'd be forgiven for thinking that arousal is unlocked through hyper-exhibitionism alone. But from ancient tantric beliefs to the modern film theory, holding the gaze isn't just an intimate emotional experience. It can also be a carnal one. Okay, I'm going to read the action on this. There are other things that are coming to me, but I'm going to read the action and then share with you what's there. Connection, reciprocity, even slightly psychedelic states. Gazing liberates our thinking brain and brings us into a state of deep satisfaction and soulfulness, physically and emotionally. Want to try it? Start with yourself, then others. Don't rush it. Take all the beauty in. So your alignment task is to really connect with yourself. Connect with yourself in ways that you don't usually do. Really look in the mirror. Tune into your gaze. Catch your own stare. See what's there for you from this. You know how this card here, it says have a ridiculously loving thought. Okay, let's see if I can get these. Okay, so have a ridiculously loving thought. Look in the mirror and cause yourself to have ridiculous love for yourself. I guarantee you with this reading, you've been so busy and you've been moving from thing to thing that you haven't been really truly loving yourself. You've been wanting to, but you've been missing it. And you might not even have had that experience before yet, but you know that something's been missing, okay? And this is what it is. It's really that deep, vulnerable connection with your higher self and loving who you are. So take some time and do some mirror work. You know, talk to yourself in the mirror, like, but look into your eyes and recognize that this whole outer appearance, your physical appearance, the appearance around you, the things that are there, that's not all real. Like, all of that can be changing, is what I mean. Okay, that can always change. What never changes is that, like, deep inner soul, who that is. All of your circumstances can change. All of your physical body features can change. And deep down, your soul is love, pure love, joy, beauty. So look within you, look into your eyes and discover that, like, forever knowing that things are whole, perfect, and complete and beautiful exactly as they are. And take that into your life, okay? The last card for you in your this daily reading is the Kindred Seeker. It is in inverse, okay? So let's see what it says. To take the path of the sensual seeker, it is to commit yourself to forever explore your emotional, physical, and mental terrains in the name of love. You'll meet others on your passage, but not all seekers are like you. Or, hang on, let me rephrase that. I can totally didn't say that right. So you'll meet others on your passage, but not all seekers like you. I said that wrong too. Here's what's interesting about this. This one was in verse, okay? And here's where I keep getting tripped up, is this one sentence where not all are seekers like you, okay? But I keep saying something like, not all seekers like you, or not all seekers are like you. So there's something with you specifically, and the way that you're viewing the world, which is a little bit skewed, where you don't think that people are like you or that people do like you, and you may feel a little disconnected and separate from other people, okay? So, and here's the other thing. It says, plenty of people have no interest in self-acceptance, let alone self-love. And those who cannot love themselves cannot love you. So what's interesting is your other cards were about, you know, self-love, connecting, listening to that higher self. This whole reading today is really about self-love. And you have a sincere and serious blockage in that, all right? You really do. In fact, when you're looking at even doing this exercise, there may be something in you that seems like it's a little bit airy-fairy, flighty. You don't want to do it. There's some kind of resistance, right, to doing the exercises, to really doing the mirror work, to look within your soul, to really take the time to connect with yourself and slow down. But there's magic, like absolute magic that's going to happen for you by doing this. So you may be resistant of, like, other people in your life because either there's some self-love missing for you, so it may cause some strain in relationships around you. You may not see what's possible, and you may not communicate with people as well as you could in life. And all of these things that are happening out there, your external environment, either with people, with places, with things, like anything, is really a reflection of what's going on in here. And so when you're not looking for how you can like you, it's really hard for you to allow other people to see what they can like about you. Okay, there are people who like you, and there are people who are like you. Okay, not everybody is going to be like you, and not everybody will necessarily like you, and that's totally okay. But you've got to come to peace with who you are and really, like, love and accept and honor yourself. That's going to draw just the right people to you. That's going to have you see the beauty in your world around you, in your environment, and people who you connect with on a regular basis, or even just individually, periodically, right? You're going to discover something by allowing yourself to slow down, take time, do some meditation, but, like, really be with your inner self and your inner knowing and your inner beauty, and stop rejecting who you are on a soul level. Okay, it's not that you're rejecting who you are on a soul level, but you're just busy yourself with things, so you're not really connected with it. You're not connected with who you are. Okay, so here is your alignment task with this, all right? And I would say do this after you do the mirror work, and then do the mirror work again. You're going to be seeing a difference. Okay, so when you do the mirror work first today, you may notice some things that are really uncomfortable and they feel awkward for you. There are things that you're going to go through. So take a notepad and jot down some of the things that you thought, some of the things that you felt, some of the things that you discovered. Okay, but really do your best to connect with yourself. And some forgiveness is going to be in order. You're going to have some looking at yourself, and there are going to be some things that come up for you. When you really intentionally allow yourself to connect, as you're going through this process, you'll start to see some things that you might have buried or suppressed. All right. So just capture these things, capture them on paper, just whatever comes up for you. All right. Then do this exercise here. So here's the action. Make a list of 30 essential qualities you desire in a kindred seeker. So that's somebody else who's on a path alongside you in life. Okay. Find people who aim for knowledge in all things. Find those who pursue pleasure wholeheartedly because they know the more we each feel whole, alive, and powerful, the better off this beautiful blue boat we call Earth will be. We're all voyaging together, after all. Safe journeying. Okay, so yeah, you're gonna make a list of 30 qualities after you've done the mirror work that you desire in people who are going to be going along this life journey with you as kindred seekers. Okay, they're out to discover the same kinds of things you are. After you have your list of 30 essential qualities, do the mirror exercise again. Look into the mirror, spend some time, slow yourself down. It doesn't matter what you have going on in your life, nothing is more important than you aligning with you, because that's when everything else starts to work, okay? So take the time to really allow yourself to be with yourself. And start to notice, after you've looked at these qualities that you want in the kindred seekers, start to notice these things or qualities within yourself. And start to appreciate and acknowledge, be with yourself in that mirror, looking at yourself, looking intimately into your own eyes. And allow yourself to just be and appreciate all of those wonderful things that you discover. And then write down what you discovered on that same notebook. And then cross out everything else that you thought or discovered in the very beginning. It's not you. It's not you. It's not you. It was just stuff clouding who you were, making it so you couldn't really see and accept and love yourself. So that is what I have for you for today's 3-card read. And this one turned into a 6-card read. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like it, share it. If you got something from it, give it a comment. Yeah. Oh, and you can also, if you want to check out more of my stuff, I do a lot of different things. I do a lot of artwork, channeled artwork. I do business readings. I do a lot of healing things, different practices with people. And you can find me on YouTube, Facebook, and Patreon. I've got a Patreon account where I give special things like live events and stuff to the patrons, and some of my artwork and things and special gifts and stuff. So, and of course, really awesome readings and things that I don't give on Facebook and YouTube. So join me there. It's the Sun Tarot, and I hope to see you soon. Thanks so much. Bye.